everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Saib and this is my Saib family channel. All right, you guys, so today we are going to be talking about why my husband and I do not make our toddler say, "I'm sorry." Now, think about as an adult or even as a child, think about your life and how many times you felt someone has said they are sorry to you and A, they didn't mean it, B, you thought it was fake, and C, it was just an excuse. I cannot tell you how many times as an adult I have felt wronged by somebody telling me they're sorry. They keep repeating the same behavior again, or they keep saying they're sorry. Like, how many times can you say you're sorry? As an adult being able to relate to that, how am I able to expect my toddler, my 2-year-old, to understand the depth and to understand the meaning behind the word sorry? Sorry to me is not something that you say lightly. Sorry is something that is felt over years of situations happening to you, years of people, making up for something that they've done, or years of you feeling a certain way and wanting to say you're sorry. I think that it's a lifelong lesson and learning how to use the word sorry appropriately. I don't think the word sorry should be abused, and I don't think the word sorry should just be inserted into a conversation just to go ahead and mend that conversation. There's way too much depth and emotion behind that word sorry. It's an emotion, it's a feeling. So anyways, that's just a little ramble about the word I'm sorry. So in our household, what we do, instead of making Bodhi say I'm sorry, we try to teach him how to read the cues and the emotions of other friends. So let's say Bodhi and Bob are playing on the floor and they're playing with Legos, and Bob is building this beautiful tall tower, and Bodhi keeps knocking the dang thing down. And Bob is getting so sad and so frustrated that Bodhi keeps knocking his tower down, and I'll come over and I'll say, "It looks like Bob is really sad. I see tears in his eyes." So first, I am recognizing an emotion that another child is having. I'm explaining what that emotion looks like. I see that Bob is sad. He has tears in his eyes. So it's connecting sad with tears. When somebody's sad, oftentimes they will cry. Okay, number 2, what can we do to make Bob feel better? So instead of just saying, "Bob, I'm sorry I knocked down your tower," because Lord knows my child will knock down that tower 10 more times, I will say, "Bodhi, what can we do to make Bob feel better?" And oftentimes I will suggest, maybe we can help building the tower with him. Let's practice teamwork together. Or maybe you and Bob can split the blocks and you can do building blocks and knock your own blocks down over here. Or maybe you can make a game where both of you build as tall as you can and you take turns knocking down the blocks together. So it's taking it one step further and kind of figuring out you are problem solving along the way. You're not just saying you're sorry. How can we make it better? And then also oftentimes I will say to Bodhi, maybe you can ask your friend if he wants a hug. Now, I feel like there always has to be that question though. Please ask them if they want a hug. Teach your child to respect the other child's emotion. So saying you're sorry, let's really focus on teaching our children how to read the cues. What does looking sad look like? What does looking mad look like? What does looking disappointed look like? How can we help them? How can we right our wrongs, per se, I guess, instead of just slapping on, "Oh, I'm sorry," because sorry doesn't mean anything. Sorry is such an empty felt word. It's such a word that doesn't mean anything unless you are willing to problem solve, and these tricks and these techniques really help. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen Bodhi work through situations. Instead of saying I'm sorry and walking away from the situation, I see it in his brain. He'll hand Bob the blocks. He'll help Bob build his tower back up. Not only is that creating like a conclusion, but that's also promoting teamwork, teaching empathy, you are teaching encouragement, you are teaching patience. There are all these things that can connect when you teach your child how to become a problem solver instead of saying, I'm sorry. Okay, I wanted to just briefly go back and touch on the story about Bodhi and Bob and Bodhi knocking down the Legos. If you have not seen my video about Toddler, like tips and hacks, like the 4 tips and hacks, please go ahead and watch that because I do talk a little bit about timeout versus taking space. And I want to take this video one step further and just go ahead and piggyback on that. So if Bodhi is unwilling to ask his friend how he can help, if Bodhi is not willing to do teamwork and help build the tower back up, if Bodhi is just besides himself and he's not willing to problem solve in that moment, I will tell Bodhi, guess what? Next time you might not have friends to play with. That is not how we make friends. You might not have towers to build with Bob. That might make you feel sad when you are all alone. Friends will not want to play with you if you keep knocking their tower down. So that is kind of the consequence that Bodhi will have to listen to and understand that matches his negative behavior. And that is what I would say to Bodhi instead of directly removing him from the situation and just having him sit by himself somewhere. I would try to make him understand, bro, that is not how we make friends. If you're gonna be the bully like that, people are not gonna wanna be around you. And I mean, I know I'm joking about it, but in all seriousness, that is the natural consequence. If you hurt your friend's feelings and you are not wanting to problem solve through it and help your friend, then the natural consequence will be you will not have friends to play with. Friends will not play with you. Friends will not ask you to come over. So anyways, I know that was a lot of explanation. I know that was a little off topic here, but I did want to go ahead and piggyback on the type of appropriate consequences that happen when a situation like that occurs. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that made sense. Sometimes I just ramble. A lot of the times I just ramble, but go ahead and leave any comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Yeah, and I got this